Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sisters. Your strange things do happen in this world. Just imagine someone saying that they made love to an angel and they gave birth. Strange things do happen in this world. The message that I have for you, it comes from a narration, and the narration reads like this. Hello, my brother, how are you? Can you please post my own story? My story, it goes on like this. I am living in hell and I am always indoors. I do not have freedom of movement because of what my parents did to me. Even as for my husband knows everything that I am going through, and he has made the situation to be worse. And I feel sorry for him because him being married to me, we were just married to each other because our parents wanted us to get married to each other. He had his own girlfriend and I was struggling with my loveless love life, and I was struggling to find love because I am my father's altar. Even if right now, if I try to go out, I am not even allowed to go out and to have fun at all. At all the times, I have bodyguards that are very loyal to my husband, that are assigned to me. And what pains me the most is that my husband, he even installed cameras first around the house, and he claimed that this was for our own security because my parents and his parents also, they are very wealthy. So he said that we need to have some form of security and around the house. Then I agreed. But then there was this other day after I had returned back from town. That was when I saw that there were guys that were busy working in my bedroom. When I went to my bedroom and I then found out that these guys, they were busy installing some cameras, and I am monitored 24/7 because at our house there is a small guard room in which those guys that will be on shift at that time, they will be monitoring the movements. And what hurts me the most is that the people that are protecting us, they are the same people that are also involved in the rituals that my father and my mother did. So there is no way that they can feel sorry for me or save me. It pains me the most that when I am sleeping, I know that the camera, it will be monitoring all of my movements at all the times. And as for my husband, he is the son of a man who is an overseer in our church. If my father was to pass away today, then my father-in-law will become the one in control of our church. My father is one of the greatest pastors in our country. And I come from Zim, by the way. So me being the daughter of this great pastor, when you see me around, maybe you see the poster or a billboard having my father and me and my husband on that billboard inviting you to our church, you can think that I am living the best life, living in a very beautiful house, but I do not enjoy life at all. First things first, I am a barren woman. I have failed to conceive a child for my husband. And it's not like I am being barren. I was born barren. And I have given birth before. But when I gave birth, yes, it might sound weird and strange, but I once had sexual intercourse with an angel. After I had had sexual intercourse with an angel, then I fell pregnant for that angel. Then the baby just disappeared. So I once gave birth to a child, and I saw that indeed this child was alive. But the next thing that I was told was that my baby had died, just like that. I cried and I said, please show me my baby. Please show me my child, because I want to see my child. I do not even know where this child was taken to, where he was buried. My mother then said that it is forbidden for you to see your child that would have died if this will be your first child, for what will happen is that you will never be able to conceive again if you set your eyes on your first child that would have died after you would have given birth to him. So my child was rushed out of that room since I had a home birth, and then the child was taken to wherever he was taken to, and they told me that unfortunately my child had passed away. My father and my mother, they did their rituals and they used their charms to make their church to grow. It pains me the most to know that I am the altar. I am their altar. My body is the altar for their church. So the way that these charms work is that since I am always in pain, if my father is preaching and if he asks people to give money to the church because of my sadness of losing my child, the pain that I go through on a daily basis, my husband refusing to make love to me, always being kept like a prisoner, me, the pain of me being a barren woman, not being able to provide kids for my husband, the pain that I go through on a daily basis, that is the pain that the people in our church will feel when they can't give money to my father. So what this will do is that it will make them to feel very guilty. It makes them to think that they are actually committing a sin against God. My body is the altar to my father's church. When I was still very young, I used to have a lot of dreams. Yes, terrible dreams indeed. In these dreams, I would see myself making love to angels. The angels, they would always come into my spare bedrooms. Then they would make love to me throughout the night. When I was around about 17, that was when I had a vision, which ended up with me being pregnant. I had gone to bed on that night, and when I was fast asleep, I had a dream, and I saw that my mother, my father, and my future in-laws, that overseer and his wife, they were dressed up in these ritual garments, and then they removed me from the bed where I was sleeping, and they placed my body on the floor. And at that time, it was like I had a stroke. The only part of my body that I could move were my eyes. That was when an angel appeared. This angel that appeared, he was a white man. When I looked at his appearance, he had such long hair that was tied behind his back like a ponytail. The angel then spoke with my mother and my father, and they seemed to agree to whatever that they were being told by the angel. Then they left the room. When all of these things were happening, I could not even move my body. So prior to this, my parents, they had tried to be good to me, but I had seen that my parents, they were the evil ones. The angel then approached where my body was after my parents had left me. This angel, when I looked at him, he was very handsome, but all along he had been hiding his hands. When I finally saw his hands, that was when I realized that the reason as to why he was hiding his hands, it was because his nails, they were too long, quite long. And then I saw that his nails, they were as sharp as knives. He then grabbed me, and it was painful because he was slicing me with his nails. He left some deep wounds that I still have up until these days. I have these scars that were left behind after he had sliced me with his nails when he was making love to me. In my thighs, that is where I have these deep scars. The angel then made love to me, but it was too painful. To the woman out there, the way that I can compare this pain, it is like when someone opens up your legs wide open, then they start to push a thorny branch into your private parts that will be full of sharp thorns. That is the pain that I felt when this angel was making love to me. After he was done, he then went away. I realized that I had fallen pregnant at that time when I was only 17 years old. I was forced to fall in love with the overseer's son. I knew that he had his own girlfriend, but we were forced to get married to each other. By the time that I had reached 18, we were rushed into a forced marriage, and we had our wedding. So from there on, I thought that I was going to fall pregnant for him, but I never fell pregnant for my husband. My husband, he only sleeps with me when there are rituals that are supposed to be performed so that the church can grow. He knows that I am the altar to my father's church. He knows everything. Sometimes I can go for a year without having sex with my husband. As for my husband, he has 2 wives. These young women, they used to attend our church, and they were impregnated by him, and they were secretly married, and they stay in different areas. So I can stay for a very long time feeling lonely in my mansion, and my husband will be staying with any of his wives. I can go for a year without having sexual intercourse, and this makes me to feel very lonely. He has kids, but I do not have kids. So it's like my parents created my own little hell here on earth, and it pains me a lot because I see no escape. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our dear sister, who is saying that she is the pastor's daughter and she's an altar to the pastor's church, and there is no way out. Just imagine, in your own bedroom, you know that your husband, even though he does not make love to you, but he placed cameras in your own bedroom. Strange things do happen in this world. She said that when she slept with that spirit, it was painful. She felt as if this spirit was inserting a branch that was full of thorns into her private parts. And after that, she conceived for that spirit. The baby, after she had given birth to this baby, then the baby was rushed off. The parents claimed that the baby had died. Strange things do happen in this world. Maybe this is the same way that the Antichrist is going to be born, somewhere in a secret place. Tell me what you think about this confession.